born settles called in Tanjavur and Tamil Nadu. The Department of Library and Information Science, the subject Management of Library Information Center. Management of overview. Management is a virtual process that coordinated by the organization the resource to achieve the goals effectively and efficiently and in confluences of various concepts and principles and function and historical and perspectives that have shaped the way of the organization of operating. The concept of management, first is the definition, second the importance, then the dynamic and process. The first is the definition. The management is the process of planning and organization of leading and controlling and resources to achieve the organization of goals. It is the importance of making and statistics of decision that drive the performance and the efficiency. The importance, the effective of management and cure of work of for the organization of success as the is the optimization of resource of utilization, the process of team and collaborations and ensures of alignment with the statistical objectives. And the third point is the dynamic and process. Is the management is not a one-time of activity, and it is the recurrence of continuous of evaluations and adjustment of the statistics is the response to the internal and external changes. The principles of management of and the Library and Management of Information Center, the principles of management. What is the principles? The planning, organization, and leading and controlling. The fourth point, first is the planning. The establishing of activities of outlining how to achieve is the fundamental of its management. It is the importance of assessing of situations and the posing of future challenges. The organization, the management of organization, the resources and the cost, and ensures the efficient achievement of objectives of remaining of goals of structures. Leadership is the critical functions that involve the motivation, the guiding of employees and work towards the organization of goals, and the fostering team and structure, improving the morals. The leadership is the very importance of the role of the library and the management of the library functions and the library users, certifications and the resources sharing and the knowledge sharing and the technical and the automations, technical and the library fourth are the saving the times and growing organizations and the technical services, the leadership and the very important role of the library services in the field, and controlling of the monitoring of process and implementing of and correction of actions are key of to ensuring that organizational goals or meet of effectively or efficiently. They are controlling the very importance. These are different types of library and the different types of controlled and the user handling very importance of the role in the controlling of the library management. Next, and the scope of management and the principles of management, the third point of the scope of management and the functional areas. Second, levels of management. Their role is the different organizations and is the functional area. The management encompasses of various functions including financial, marketing, human resources and operations. Each of the contributions to overall organizational effectiveness. The function of the library and the different types of functions, the different types of services that what is the different types of services, circulation services and bibliographical services and cataloging services and issued the renewal and the WPAC online public association catalog services and the library software, how to assess the library software, how to assess the library technological based and the e-resources, how to assess this, the spectrum of the e-resources and the free e-resources and open e-resources and the digital library sectors. Another one is the very rare books and manuscript and the printed books and that is books how to this knowledge how to the sharing to users, how to the given to the users. That is a very important role of the management. Library, different types of services there, the program services, circulation services and new arrival services, periodical section services and reference book services and standard book reference services, book bank schemes, and this non-book material services, and digital library resources services, and etc. The different libraries, different services there. But this level of management, the operation of different levels for the to the top management. The operation of different levels, the different levels of services is very contributed. The services is provided by the user. That is the top of management. The top of management, banking and statistics, and decision of middle management. The decision making very important roles of the library management. What is the decision making? This one the users approach, user satisfactions. When the resources not available, that is the resources how to find out the help the provided the sources, and then due to the knowledges, due to the ideas, due to the research thoughts. So the data and knowledge and the data, information, knowledge, wisdoms. There is very important role of the services of the users and printed resources. That is all the different subjects, all the data are updated the storage by the library, printed and non-printed categories. And all the data are provided to the services to the different types of users. That is user handling and the user satisfactions, and the users provided by the knowledges, the user awarenesses. These are very important roles of the levels of management, the role of the different organizations. The role of the different organizations available for the academic library, the different colleges, agriculture, engineering, medicals, and etc. also science, and the R&D departments, and the different types of role of the libraries there. Another one of them, the public library also, the rural, urban, the different types of library there. The different types of organizations and R&D department also the library. The library, the facilities, that is the special library. That is the special library, the facilities information, the storage of library, and the storage of the own books is the printed, own publications. That is all that is research activities and the improvement. There is one database, the library is the way of storage of data. The role of the different organizations, the scopes of management of various across the different types of organization, including for the profit and non-profit and public and sector entitles of each, having the giving you the challenging and goals. This is very different than challenging and goals. The user awareness is very important, and this is provided the research related of the information is the organization of library is provided very important. That is the big challenging of the goals of the societies. Is the schools of and the management course, and the classical schools, human relational schools, behavioral schools, system theory. The classical schools emphasizes on the efficiency of scientific management and the theological and structures, key of figures of including the Dietrich and Tyler and the Henry Fayet, the focus of optimization of wealth flows and resource usage. The Henry Taylor and the Henry Fayet is one of the importance of the role of the catalogs. The human relation of schools, the highlights of the important human behavioral motivations, all the humans, the different types of the humans, the world, different types of the category, different types of characters there, different types of the people there. That is the motivated, the very importance of the librarian, the techniques, and the user handling, the very important role. The different types of people there. The human behavior, the motivated, the groups of dynamics, and the management. That is the management of dynamic management. That is dynamic management. Founded on the work and the bio and the output studies, the behavior of schools, the focusing on understanding the employees and behavior of and the psychological aspects, work and advocating of the participations of management, the employees of environment. The psychologically very important the role of the library management. The users, different people of the community, inside and outside. The psychologically handling is very important. When users inside the coming, the first is the identified of the characters, identified of the behaviors, and identify of the resources. That person's what is the need, that is person's what is the what handling, what types of human being. That is the handling very important, the approach and steps, and that is the psychologically handling and the psychologically given to the services, psychologically given to the resources that provided to the users. And the behavior is behavioral schools, and the system theory, the views of organization as the system of the interrelated parts, emphasizes the importance of understanding the organizations as the whole and how the change in one of the area can affect the others. Next is the modern management theories. The management of library and information centers, the modern management theories. What is the moderns? Moderns are continuous theory, total quality management, lane management. And the suggest of that there is one size. First, all approaches of two management, effective management, practically depend on specific and structural factors such as organizational size and the environment. And the total quality management, a comprehensive approach that element of improving the quality across to all the organization process through the employees of environment and the customer focus. The employment involvement is very important. The roles, library, librarian, the library staffs, the involved of work, involved of the services, involved of management, the very important role. This is the library's social work related to the field. And the domain of management, the focus to on maximization of customer value and minimize of waste of promoting of efficiency and the continuous of the improvement within the process. Next, conclusion of and the feature trends. This is the first unit is the completed the conclusion of the feature trends and changing of landscapes and importance of adaptability and the continual learning. And the changing of landscapes of management continues to evolve with the advancement with the technological and globalizations and the new organizational cultures and future trends will likely emphasize alike the digital transformations of and the sustainability and the importance of upgradability. The effective of management must adapt to the changing of the environments. The first is the management must adapt to changing of the environment. The changing of the environment is very important. Some people's peaceful places needed the reading and writing. The environmental places needed. This so the green library, even now the trend of the modern world. The green library and the modern library and the green revolutions. The need of the environmental very important role of the learning process and reading and learning process. That is that economic and university and economic library, some library, the green library, they are also the reading process. Reading and the change in the environment and the living of data analysis and emerging technological mind and fostering of innovation of the employment and engagement. Then now what is the internet provided by the what? Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi is a lot of the e-resources there, database there. All the e-resources environmentally, where is it go and sit? Environmentally you sit under the Wi-Fi is connected by the e-resources. Is the ID and password and provided by the totally of the e-resources utilized of the digital resources and utilized by the users and the technological based of the where your life, that place you sit and read and write. That is the environmental of the utilized. And another one, continuation of learning. The management of landscapes of reduce the proportion of engaged and lifelong learning, keep the abreast of new theories and practices and challenging in the reality of changing world. Unit 2 and library management information center, the unit 2, the library planning and statistics. The library planning is the essential of effective of resources management. That is what is the effective of resources is provided. What is the effective of resources is provided? What is the user needs? That is the correctly is the provided by the information. That is the user. What is the need? The printed resources, non-printed resources need. That is correctly information is provided by them. Effectively information is provided. That is the important roles. That is the quickly provided and shortly provided and technologically provided and is the happily read and provided by the services very important. The effective resources management and services and delivery and services are very very. Understanding it is a concept of devolution needs types of sets of enables and the libraries to align the goals of the community needs to improve the overall function. Next one. The concept of devolution. Concept is a three-point devolution: library planning concept, and the definition of library planning, and the key components. What is the library planning concept? Library planning refers to statistical decision making and the process and allocated by the resources. What is the decision making? Or statistics of decision making process and the allocated by the resources. What is the resources it goes? What is the decision making? Very important. What is the set of priorities and the implemented the process and effectively and to meet the user needs. The library planning concept again the library planning refers to the statistics and decision making and process to allocate by the resources and set the priorities and the implementation of process effectively to meet user needs. What is the user needs? Very important. And the definition of library planning to involve of identify on the activities and creating action of plan. What is the user? What you need first to identify after the activities and creating an action plan. That is the doing the work. That is assessing the outcomes. That is only the result outcomes is comes. To do the case of the library services, operations and accordance with its missions. Okay, that is the library services. Operation and the accordance of with its missions. Key components. What is the key components? Essential of elements include the and stakeholder involved of the resource management and user needs assessment on doing the evaluating of the two issues of relevancy and efficiency of library services. Next is and the needs for library planning. What is the need for library planning? The second of the plan needs and for the library planning. What is the different types of library, different types of the resources needs? That is the library facilities and library resources, library data, library books, library journals, and the different types of category of users. That category of the related of the informations, the storage by the library and the storage by the library for printed and non-printed both, and digital and the bibliocopics. Any the storing the data. But the adaptable to change the needs of library planning. That is the planning very important roles of the library and the adaptive to change. Second, the resource of allocations. Resource allocation. What is the resource the need? At least this arts and science college, arts and science books related. That is books needed. Medical college related books needed. What is the R&D department library, special library, and the special library related of the information needed. That is the resources allocations. That is related of journals, books, e-resources. That is the rare books, manuscripts, etc. That is the magazines, bulletin. That is related of the information. Is the collection and do that. And the feature of proofing and feature proofing, user and center of the services. And first is the adaptive to change. The needs of library planners, first is adaptive to change. The library must adapt to the technological advancement. What is the first adapted? Technological advancement. Technologically improve the first important the economical resources. What is the economical need? There is different types of country. That is the poor country, developing country, and developed country. That is the important role of the economical available traditional library and the traditional library and the economic library. Automation library and this is improved developing country, the digital library. That is the poor country, developing country, and developed country. And the poor country is the traditional library, only printed books there. And the developing country, that is the library automation LMS and the printed resources, non-printed resources, both there. Another one is the developing country is the follows the digital resources there. All the students is laptop available. That is most of the students utilize the e-resources. Laptop not there, notebooks there. These books most of the people utilize by the and the printed resources. But the user satisfaction is very important. Both the user satisfaction, both users printed and unprinted, both may uses printed. That is the libraries must adapt by the technological advancement. The technological very important role of the library. What technological role? This is save the time, library growing organism, easy to find out. That is easy to import the technological very important. And changing of the information, seeking behavior, making the planning and critical are the subsidiary of growth. That is the subsidiary of growth. The technological based is the library curricula, library growing organism very important roles. The resources are allocations. The different types of the library, different types of the user, different types of the resources allocations. Everything of the planning and the types in the optimal allocated by the resources, ensuring that the budget and the topic aligning the statistics of priorities and the community of the effectiveness, feature and the fulfill and statistical planning and prepares of library to meet the future challenging by the evaluating the current services. What is the current services? What is the current information is provided by the current services? All the journal, all the magazines, is the current information is provided by the current services. And the alleviating of the user sense and the incorporating of the innovating of the tactics and the support by the user and sender by the services, planning the focus on understanding the user needs leading to the relevant and services that enhance of user satisfaction and the engagement within the library. All the user satisfaction important roles, but printed, non-printed, all that is the leading user satisfaction very important the roles. That is only the outcome of the society. Next, in the library planning and steps in library planning. What is the steps? The important roles. Library is structurally the running. Right? That is the steps is important the role of the library. Assessment of needs. What is the assessment? Assessment the important roles. Assessment is the important roles of very important needs of assessment. And setting up goals of activities. What is the setting goals? That is aims. Aims of activities. That is the systematic. That is the developing of statistics. Developing of statistics. One library day by day, year wise is developing very important roles. And the implementation. The implementation technological based and the services based and the different types of services based and the implementation very important. And the evaluating of the review and the evaluating of review another role. It is assessment of needs, conducting of the survey of the focus groups to gather the data on user needs and the expectations of performing and the foundation of the learning process and setting goals and activities, defining of clear and measurable goals and the specific activities, measurable goals of the specific activities and that align with the users needs that the library wishes to get to the planning effect and the developing of statistics, coordinating of action of plan to achieve these specified goals of activities including the resources allocations and the responsibilities of parties, implementation, putting the development of statistics into the action, ensuring the stock numbers or the time and the resources allocated by the effective implementation very important. So the staff is the training very important roles, the technological base, training the resources allocated the effectively. That is the training the staff is access to the digital resources and the access to the maintaining the library. That is the effectively services. That is the evaluation of review, continuously assessing of the effectiveness, continuously assessing the in the effectiveness of the implementation of plans and the measuring of the outcomes and making of adjustment as needs for ongoing of improvement. Next, management of objectives. That is the management of objectives. This 5 question is also that MBO. The management of objectives. The MBO, the definition of MBO. MBO is the management of statistics. It's the specific measurable goals. That is